All right, everybody, welcome to the newest episode of the Bronx Muchachos podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight we got Danny
Was good, everybody.
and we got Alex tonight.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone, you know the drill from every day. Uh, Subscribe, rate, review, like, all that good stuff. Apple Podcasts, Google, uh, iHeart, Amazon, Odyssey, Spotify. You know the drill. If anybody who's watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Yeah, and then don't forget any deals we have is always go to our link tree, which is link.tree/realbronxmuchachos.com. For everybody who's been following us for a while, this is our 1 year anniversary of starting this podcast. It's been, it's been a long and crazy ride, man. I got to say that, especially starting, a bunch of guys that kind of just got together and said, you know what, this is kind of a cool thing. Dave couldn't make it to us, but he gave us a little shout out. Happy 1 year, Dave. Congratulations on the 1 year as well. But yeah, I mean, for everyone who, we've kind of gone through a lot of ups and downs just in the podcasting world, just doing our thing. But there's a bunch of people we need to thank for a lot of stuff. And some of the guys are Jeremy Laracuenta, Brandon Lockridge, Katie Sharp, James Zeiss, Dan Fiorito, Chris Knott, Scott Fryer, definitely Paul Wooden, our brother. A bunch of those guys ride with us hard, and they help us out as much as they can, man. We for everyone there, we truly 100% appreciate everything you guys do for us and have done, and we're always there for you guys. In addition to them, we got to give a big shout out, big thank you to Ethan Skolnick and 5 Reasons for giving us the platform to expand, for letting us be part of their group. And just a big thank you to this is a big thank you to everybody who's listened to us, to been part of us from day one. Danny, Alex, you guys can talk about everything, give your thank yous too. So definitely go for it, man. Let everyone know how you feel.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like 1 year, it's kind of like our baby in some ways. We've all put a lot of work into this, social media wise, getting the sponsors that we have. Dave has put in a lot of work with that, our store merchandise and all that stuff. So. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to keep this thing rolling, and I'm fortunate to do it with you guys. Honestly, we started off. We started off. How do I put this? We started off, with other people, but I think after this year, we got the right people involved. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So thank you guys for being a part of that. And we kind of got a little Yankee community on Twitter, on Facebook. We're still building up our Instagram and social media. So everybody that's been riding with us since day one, Ali, McNeil, like all those dudes, like from Canada. The fact that we made it international is pretty dope. So it's been fun. We love the Yankees. We love talking about baseball, and it's cool that we get to share it with so many people. So. Thank you, for real.
Yes, I'm gonna have to agree with everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being with us for 1 year. We were just a bunch of guys that we knew each other through the internet, and we got together and we started this bad boy. And it's like, I would like to really thank everyone for being there from the beginning. Whoever came on after the beginning. Everyone in the future that you're listening to this episode in the future that you just started for the first time ever, thank you as well for just even seeing our name out there on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you are, and then you decided to click on our name and be like, let me hear what these guys say. Thank you. Without you guys, there would be none of us. We wouldn't be doing this right now. I would be trying to do photography. Danny and Mark will be doing whatever they gotta be doing, like in their lives. Like, so without you guys, yes, there wouldn't be any of us. And yes, we were having a rough time in the beginning, but hey, everything moved out the right way. Things happen for a reason. That's why we're blessed that we have an audience like you guys out there with us.
No, 100%. And
Oh, sorry,
and
sorry, sorry,
I
sorry,
was gonna,
Mark.
yeah, you go for it. You see what Dave's put up there.
I forgot to put it. I'm not gonna say that, but also to our wives that are listening to us, I would like to thank you for listening to us go crazy weekly and during the playoffs daily and having us watch baseball every single day, basically. While I know it's making you ladies want to pull your hairs out because it's like, can you guys watch something else for a day? I know we're all hearing the same thing. And yes, ladies, thank you for giving us the opportunity for doing this as well. Because without you ladies, we wouldn't be doing this either.
No, 100%. My wife is all happy I do this because then I don't have to give her hot takes every day. But as Dave turned around and said over here, he wants to give a special thanks out to a bunch of countries, uh, who support us across the way: U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Mexico, Spain, France, Venezuela, Brazil, the Netherlands, Israel, Germany, and he put Canada once again, Australia, United Kingdom. Thank you, everyone who listens over there. Thank you, international. The Muchachos go international at all times. Um,
I swear the way this is going right now, we're just going to get like from the Animaniacs, when the guy going like Canada, just going all over the whole world.
no doubt, no doubt. That's how we got to do it, man. The Muchachos go international. That's how we roll. So with the big thanks, we gotta give you guys a little bit more. We gotta give you guys a little bit of something, something. So a little bit of news, a little bit of rumors that are going out there today. Um, everyone knows the deal with Aaron Judge. He met with last yesterday. He met with San Francisco, and before he met there, the Yankees gave him an offer. It's about, I think I've heard the stories at 8 years. I've heard 9 years, but I think it's 9 years at 337. So I think like the AAV is supposed to be about 37 million. He's not where he wants to be yet, but it's kind of along those. It's getting there. He's coming out saying that the meetings he had with the Giants were very productive, very good, and then he met with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers gave him a 4 or 5 year offer at $214 million, which he turned around and said, "Thank you, but no thank you," right on the spot. So, what do you guys think of all this? I mean, what do you think? I mean, it looks like it's going to be a two-horse race. To be honest with you, it's going to be the Giants. It's going to be the Yankees. As long as the Yankees don't, I've heard the stories that as long as the Yankees don't put the business out in the streets, that the Yankees will get the last shot to match or best the offer. So go go with it, guys. What do you guys think?
I'm okay with it. Like it's perfectly fine. He's doing what he has to do. Like, was he going to take the first offer the Yankees gave him? I'm sorry. Like he had two routes. He had the Derek Jeter route, being a Yankee for life and not chasing after the money and doing what's best for the team for financially, or he's doing the oh my gosh, what is I forgot his name just now. Seattle. He went to Seattle, guys.
Robinson Cano.
Thank you, Cano. You could do the Cano route and going after the money, and he didn't go Cano. So I got to give it to him on that. Like, I mean, he's going the Cano route, and I got to give him. Like, I understand why he's going the Cano route. You got to test the market and see what you got to get because, like, yeah, he's gonna have the money and he's gonna be paid, but he wants to make sure that not just this generation or the next generation of his lineage is set, but like generations are set. So you got to do what you got to do for your family.
No doubt,
100%.
but I'll say one thing. He's not talking in the long run. He's not talking about I'm doing this for my family. I'm not. This contract's not for my family. His big thing is when he talks to everyone, it's I want to win. I want to be competitive. I want to be. He wants the chip is what he wants. So I think that's where his head's at. Danny, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's a free agent. He's allowed to do this. This is what happens when you don't lock up your star player immediately when you can. So he's flirting with the Giants. He's saying like, "Hey, yo, this is what I got." The Giants are like, "Yo, this is what I got," and I hope they don't come to a mutual agreement where it's like, yeah, this is gonna work out. Nah, man, I want that to like fall dead in the water. Steph Curry wants to go pitch to him. Nah, bro, miss that. Like, get out of here. I don't want to see anything with San Francisco. But the thing with the comparison with Jeter and Cano is that Jeter grew up a lifetime Yankee fan. Aaron Judge grew up a lifetime Giant fan. He grew up watching Barry Bonds, Jeff Kent. Those dudes, win a lot in San Fran.
Rich Aurelia was his dude.
Yeah, exactly. Rich Aurelia. So it's like that's home. And I think anybody who has a strong upbringing always want to envision themselves in their home team's uniform. But when you put on those Yankees pinstripes, it's different. This is the most unique franchise, the winningest franchise in history of sports. Like, sure, the Giants can win 107 games and lose in the first round of the playoffs, but the Yankees are going to offer a lot more than just a couple years of winning here and there. So, I really hope that our offer is competitive. That 9-3-37 or 8-3-37, whatever the case may be. Like, I hope he doesn't see that and be like, yo, like, what did I just say? Like, I don't want any of this leaked out. So hopefully that doesn't backfire. I'm not sure who from the Yankees camp leaked that or how true it is, but it's out there. And if we know it's out there, that means Aaron Judge knows it's out there. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. But I think everybody know we all want him back. Plain and simple.
No, you're right. But I also think that Hal being involved in the deal in the contract negotiations, I think this is the first time Hal is going to be is front and center making deals. Every all the other times he's been in the background, he's kind of said yes, no. Money's not there, don't do it. Money, okay, well, we can make this move, we can do this. No, this is Hal Steinbrenner making a legacy for himself. He's heard, I think for a while now, he's been hearing that the Yankee fans have been booing him, that they've kind of been turning on him, that they keep saying that, oh, you just want to cash the checks, you don't want to bother making being a playoff team is good enough for you. You don't want the chip. And I think that's gotten to him finally. He's got to go in a little bit hard this year. This year, next year, I mean, there's a good amount of money coming off the books. So there's, putting Judge there and giving him the big C on the chest, I think is a big win. I mean, that's going to win over the fans. That's going to That's going to buy him some time. That's going to buy Hal a lot of time. That's going to, hopefully push the envelope a little bit. So, I mean, you go right field and you move over to left field right now. Benintendi, I keep hearing that he wants 6 years at 100 million. That's a tough thing. I mean, I don't think, I've Yankees aren't in that. That's not in their wheelhouse for that. That's too long of a contract for the Yankees to give up and too much money. I don't think the money is big, but I think it's the years. The years is going to kill them with for 6 years for Benintendi. I don't know. Danny, what do you think? I mean, I personally don't think that.
I think from the jump I said 4 or 5 years at 20 million, but of course he's gonna ask for 6-100. Like that's a smart play, but I feel like if you for Benintendi, he's 28 years old. He's still a really good outfielder. He can still hit. I just 6-100 is a lot for me. I don't think anybody in the industry is really going to go for that for Andrew Benintendi. Someone may overpay like Colorado or something like that. They're fish sitting in the deep waters for free agents. So maybe someone overpays, but 6-100 is a huge ask. Maybe it's a starting point, and you wind up around that 4 or 5 years for 20 mil.
You're right. I mean, I can't. I could see him three. I could see the 3 to 5 years somewhere in between there. Maybe do 3 years with a couple of options for year 4, year 5. But I mean, honestly, we're gonna have the big conversation at another point where um there's guys that Yankees are really interested in coming up. I mean, you have a Dominguez that's coming up. You have a
That's exactly
Everson
what I was
Pereira.
gonna
You
say.
had you have Spencer Jones. You have even a Elijah Dunham. Like that's 4 names right there. That's and they're not far away. They're close. So you want to lock up all these outfield positions to not have to then turn around and not have somebody available, younger guys available, possibly better guys available for that.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going. Give me Benintendi for 3 years, and I can figure out a spot for him. But 5, 6 years, oh man, that's too much. That's three. That's really 3 years too many years for him.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm you just stole my thunder on that area because like, I agree. I totally agree on that area. Like we have too many prospects coming up that we don't need the floodgate that we had in the infield field to have that same floodgate in the outfield. We're already have John Carlos forever, basically. If everything works and everything aligns up perfect, we're gonna have Judge forever, basically. Okay, there's no reason to keep Benintendi forever. Like, okay, 2 years, 3 years, I'm okay with that. That's okay. That's easy to work around. Some options, possibly make sure that there's a trade that we still have a trade that he's better not say like I want no trade clause because if he gets a no, that's and nah, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna fly. But like so that way we could be able to move him around if we need to as an organization. And Mark, on your whole area about like how having the teams have fans booing him and everything like that, it's like how needs to do something now before the comparison to him being not a Steinberg, but more like CBS ownership is really, really getting close. Like, let's be real. Like before Steinbrenner, it was CBS, and we've heard from our families. We've seen the record books.
He
It
took it
wasn't
there.
a very good time. Yeah, I took it there. Let's be real. Let's be real. Okay, sooner or later, if they have another losing season, they're going to legitimately call Hal Steinbrenner CBS.
Well, I mean, during the CBS era, like we were terrible, like one of the worst
Yeah.
teams in baseball.
Oh no, no,
So
no.
I wouldn't go there, but
But with the way the fans were going last season, I could see it happening.
well, we're just frustrated. Like from 2009 to now, people have lived lifetimes. A great Twitter follow, Mario Gomez, he's seen that '09 championship and that's it for him. So it's like for young kids, like he's 21, he's a young kid. Like he didn't see our dynasty. He didn't grow up when we grew up. So for this generation of young Yankee fans, like they're pissed. They're like, yo, like I want that 3 out of 4. I want to see that. I want to witness that. Well, now shoot, they're begging for one. So
Yeah.
it's or 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, man. It's crazy. So he's gotta wake up. He's gotta wake up.
Wake up before everyone in the bleachers start calling him CBS. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be me, but I'm going to say
You no, you guys are right.
there might be a drunk guy.
You're gonna show. You might stumble up there. There's a good chance Alex will stumble up there. But
Yeah,
you know
a
what?
little
It comes
whiskey.
down to the fact of like we're like, yeah, exactly. A little whiskey. Don't hurt nobody. But I do think that um spending, Hal's looking to spend some money, and one of the ways he can spend money, maybe not on U.S. free agents, but there's the international free agents, not just the international market, which is the January 15th, which will have somebody not some a good thing going on that day, which will little spoiler here, we'll be recording on that day. So anybody who wants to listen live, we'll be talking live that day. But the, during this time frame, there's a lot of the Asian players that are being posted, and one of the guys is this pitcher named with the last name of Senga, and I keep hearing that the Yankees are interested in him. He has possibly the best splitter ever. Um, he's also got a slider, a cutter, curveball, and a changeup. And the comp for him is kind of Haruki Kuroda with you know, with more velocity. But the concern for him is just like every other Japanese player is that coming over to the US, you're playing more, you're pitching more, is the velocity is gonna vary, and then the command is because they don't have the same baseballs that they do overseas. So what do you guys think about bolstering the starting pitching that way by getting a guy which could be a better version of what we ever had, which a better version of Tanaka, a better version of the Kuroda we had.
Well, Kode Senga, he's nasty. His fastball is 95 to 97. That splitter is the real deal. I think those are really good comps with Kuroda and oh my god, Tanaka. The velocity is real. I think it will still play. He's best friends with Yu Darvish, and he's been talking to Yu Darvish for some time now about like, hey, like what do I need to do to prepare to come to the U.S. This isn't just like a like spur of the moment type of decision for him. This has been 3 to 5 years in the making for Senga, and he's been one of Japan's premier pitchers. So put him in our rotation. I think we kind of already have a guy like that with Montas, with the splitter, fastball splitter, slider type of dude. So maybe that's a bit repetitive, but you might get the same type of results from a Montas from Senga. And we also have the left fielder. I don't know if you want to talk about that yet, Mark, but they have a left fielder coming out of Japan he's a stud. I prefer him. Well, depending on the price, I almost prefer him over a guy like Benintendi.
Talking about him, I flip flop with him because I've heard the good and bad. The good is that he is a true contact hitter. He's not going to strike out at all.
Yeah.
But my hold up with him is that he's got zero speed and he is a below average left fielder. And in Yankee Stadium, it's basically a second center
We
fielder
can't
you
do
need.
that. Yeah.
So, do I want a guy like that? Uh, Man,
Yoshida's his name, right?
yeah. Yoshida's his name.
Yeah.
Personally, I would wait till next year. And Murukata, I think his name is. I'm butchering the name really badly. He plays third base right now. He hit like 58 home runs, left-handed bat.
Murakami.
Murakami, yes, and
Yeah.
he
Oh my god.
and I think he played
Yeah.
first base too. So
Yep.
you put him at third base for a year. When Rizzo's contract goes out, you just slide him over to first.
Oh my god.
Boom.
The dude is a beast. So
Yeah.
he has his hands really high and is in his stance. But you would think it was like high and over the plate. But you would think that inside fastballs would give him trouble. I saw a highlight the other day. It was like a 92 to 95 per hour fastball. I couldn't tell what kilometers and all that, but I think it's around that range. And he pulled it, and it was just like electric off the bat. The bat is real with Murakami. He's nasty. So yeah, I would love to see him. And he's a young kid. He broke Sadahiro O's single season record this year. 58 is a single season record for the Japanese the PBL, whatever it's called, Pacific Baseball League. Yeah, the PBL. And that record stood for like almost as long as Roger Maris's. Like the dude is the real deal.
And
He's
he's what
nasty.
20? He's what 21, 22 years old right now,
He's a young kid. Yeah.
dude. Like just put him at Yankee Stadium for 15 years,
Oh my gosh.
dude. You can legitimately think he can hit 50. I'm sorry, 500 in
Yeah.
total.
With that swing and
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium, yeah.
I mean, and that'll start that whole revolution of bringing back the lefty bats because I think in totality, I think that Cashman and the hierarchy have seen that. By the way, we went too right-handed. We went down the wrong path. We went for the best guys available, which were right-handed bats, but now we got to figure out how to get the lefties in there. Having a
Mhm.
Wells, having a Trey Sweeney, having a Spencer Jones, who I'm really that's one of the guys I'm really, really
Mhm.
interested in. I mean, there's a lot that could change that could really, really, really flip that lineup and it could change it on a heartbeat. Because then all of a sudden you don't have all those guys going, oh, okay, we got right handed bats, okay, we're swinging pitch them this way. Now we got the lefties. Now it's a whole nother ball game.
Yep, for sure. This team it's going to be exciting just with the left-handed bats because they could play. It's not like just mediocre bats. Spencer Jones, first round pick. Austin Wells, first round pick. Like those two dudes are legit bat first type of guys. Spencer Jones is athletic. Shoot, Austin Wells stole like 16 bases. He stole like 16 bags in the minors.
Oh, I think he's 30 for 30 in over his entire career so far. I mean, he's
And
got speed.
he's a
I just don't know if he's going to stick at catcher. I mean, the pop times aren't great, and the arm strength is not there at all.
yeah.
And now we're talking about bigger bases. The emphasis on stealing bases are going to be there and starting going forward. I mean, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's a tough thing. Like if you can't get the ball down, I mean, what is he going to be? He's going to be a light hitting Mike Piazza?
well, you don't want to like hitting Mike Piazza. That sounds like
Yeah,
a quadruple A type of player, honestly. You know, so hopefully he
Dang.
can get improvement. I
Sorry, Mike
mean,
Piazza.
yeah, I'd rather just go with Mike Piazza. Like,
no, no. What I'm
figure
no, what
out
I'm
the
saying is like
defense.
not like the power. Like Mike Piazza
Yeah,
offensively was like top of the top.
yeah,
And defensively, he was one of the lower of the lows. What I'm saying
mhm.
is like he might like Austin Wells might not be the top power that Piazza had, but he might be not as low as the bottom, but he might be kind of at the floor of where Piazza was
Yeah.
defensively.
I could see that. I could see that. But you know, they like pitching to him, and that's a good thing. That's step one.
Yeah,
You know, so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited about the Japanese dudes coming over overall, just as a class over the next 2 years. Senga, um, uh, Yoshida, and Murakami. Hopefully, sooner rather than later.
I think Murakami's coming not this year. I think especially because he's Murakami. I think that Yoshida and Sanga they don't have they're not the international they're not bound by the international draft signing period. Murakami is. So I think because he understands that a lot of the big names and a lot of people are kind of already the money is already spoken for. Like next year you can kind of really play around, and I think he's got a better chance with, you know, oh, the Dodgers are Yankees, Dodgers, Seattle, because Seattle's always big, gets a lot of those guys as well. Mets,
Anaheim now.
yeah, Anaheim, yeah, but Anaheim, you never know because I mean, Otani's a free agent after this year, so
Ooh,
Yeah,
remember that.
Otani's not going to stay there. He's leaving. He's gonna test the free agent market next year.
100%.
Yeah, he's not going to stay there anymore. He's gonna like the possibility of him going wherever he wants. That it's going to be a marketable team, and that he knows that's going to have a crowd from home going crazy. That's going to have the Japanese crowd going. It could be that wherever one of these men, wherever they sign, to go as well. We don't know.
Man, do you, I would think that Otani stays on the West Coast if he ever does become a free agent. Like going,
Seattle right now.
my God, yeah,
Oh my god,
Seattle Dodgers.
I'm tired of it. Go somewhere else. I want to see them like in the Midwest.
What
Go to
to
the
say?
Midwest.
The Cubs have someone in the Midwest. I forget his
Yeah,
name. I can't remember his name right now, but
Suzuki.
yes, yeah,
Mm.
Seiya
yeah, no,
Suzuki.
yeah, no,
Mm.
the Cubs got someone, but
Hey, that's the Cubs. There's other teams in the Midwest.
Go to St. Louis, bro. That'd be cool.
For real. Like I get it. I get the whole like that they're closer, but it's like it's either there or New York, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, as much as I know we're in the run, I kind of wouldn't mind it if it is like
yeah, but
let a small
it's
market
but
get it too.
it's all about spending the money. And
I
you
know
know,
it's all about the Benjamins.
central teams aren't spending that money, so it doesn't matter.
Nope.
No, Dave, I'm not gonna imagine them having him and J Rod. No, I don't want to
Oh
imagine that.
man. Hey, you
No,
know that would be a scary thought for the rest of the baseball. For the rest of baseball, Otani in
The
Seattle would be very
two and a
scary.
three right there. Ooh.
Man, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
Because
know,
J Rod is, he's just. I don't want to say
he's
this.
legit. He's legit.
He's a legit dude. He's a star, right? But he's not Mike Trout, obviously. But I think they have a better chance in Seattle with a J Rod and Otani and pretty much whoever else.
There's a lot of studs that came up this year. There's a
Yeah,
lot of studs that came up
yeah,
between especially the American League. You had You had J Rod, you had Bobby Witt Jr., you had Adley Rushman. I mean, those are
Mm-hmm.
studs. Those
Yep.
kids are studs that came up. Even the Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena, first off, he wasn't even thought of that much, and then he became a stud during the year.
Yep.
So
And let's not forget Stephen Kwan. Like
yeah,
for what he does, he's elite. He's not
no,
going
you're
to
right.
hit you a bunch of homers. He's going to get on base. He's going to steal bags. He's going to hit for a high average. Imagine Stephen Kwan in left field for us, batting leadoff. Like, everybody here will kill for that. Every Yankee fan will kill for Stephen Kwan in left field because that's what every Yankee fan wants. They want a guy like Stephen Kwan. They love those contact hitters at the top of the lineup that can get on base and wreak havoc. And next year, Cleveland is going to be really good just because of what they could do athletically.
Oh yeah.
But that's a different conversation for a different day. But just we got to watch out. We got to get more athletic. We
Well,
have to.
speaking of that, I mean, I've heard there's a rumor going. There's talks going around that the Yankees in Arizona have been having conversations for a lot of the. Arizona has a lot of left-handed outfielders, left-handed batting outfielders, and one of the guys, Varsho, he can play outfield and he's a catcher too. So I mean, for me personally, we're going to talk about catchers a little bit later on in the program, but if we can put someone like that there, I mean, that means that Higgy can go fly a kite somewhere else.
I'm down to segue to that right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, Higgy. Well, Varsho, he's athletic, very athletic, left-handed bat in Arizona, and he had a pretty decent year for them. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he was a guy that I was like, oh, that I looked at, I was like, oh, athletic, hits from the left side, could play multiple positions that I found to be interesting. I mean, Arizona doesn't have much talent. They play hard under Torey Lovello, but Varsho, look him up. Look him up. He'll be a very interesting addition to this team if we ever get him.
No, you're right about that. Well, there's a lot of ifs in that question, but yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of ifs. We still got a lot of pitching depth in our system too. Josh Bro, well Josh Bro and Siegler are both Rule 5 eligible. I don't foresee either of them getting picked up. Maybe Josh Bro has a little bit more chance getting picked up in a Rule 5 draft, but Anthony Siegler's probably going to be a minor league free agent.
Oh,
I
that'll
don't
be
know.
after next year. If you don't get picked
After
up in
next
the
year?
Rule 5 draft, then the following year you get picked up. Then you become a free agent.
Yeah. This is a huge year for Siegler. He really has to knock on the door. Like he knocked on the door of Double A this year, I believe, right? Or he only got up to High A.
Got up to high, but I mean he kind of got held back because you had Wells in Double A, you had Bro, and you had shoot, I forget his name right now. The one the catcher that we just got from Minnesota, Ben Rovin.
Rovin, yeah.
They were both those guys were in AAA. So I mean there was a logjam. He no matter what happened, I mean, um, Siegler was doing really well, and he just couldn't push him up because there was no movement there. He couldn't go anywhere. That meant
Yeah.
that a guy like Antonio Gomez couldn't move up. That means like
Yep.
a Augustin Ramirez couldn't move up there, and so on and so forth. The trickle down effect.
Yep.
So those type of things happen, but um, here's I want to talk about the Blue Jays for a second. Talking about news and rumors and things like that. Um,
What the birds do.
well,
You love
before we
this.
before we go deep diving into them, I keep hearing these rumors that about 1 year, $6 to $8 million, Cody Bellinger is gonna run with with the Blue Jays. Kind of his make or break kind of year type of thing. What do you guys think of him going over to the Blue Jays for 1 year?
Whatever.
More strikeouts.
Whatever.
Yeah. He's
All right.
lost. Completely lost. And it sucks. Former MVP Rookie of the Year. 2-time Silver Slugger. All-Star. And he's being non-tender. If you want to know how hard baseball is, look at Cody Bellinger. This game will humble you. And he's been humbled. And we got to see how he produces. Maybe getting out of LA, which is crazy because LA, whatever they touch turns into gold. So it has to be a mental thing for him where he's just under so much pressure and scrutiny. Like with him in that Dodger uniform, no matter what it just wasn't going to be enough. So getting him in the AL East is not going to do him any good. He should go to like the NL Central team and have zero pressure and be cheered for everything that he does, and that's what he needs, I think.
Well, I keep hearing that he wants to go to a contender. That's why he wants to go to some team that's going to make the playoffs, going to contend. Like, because other than that, I mean, the Marlins.
So
I've heard
so
the Marlins
really,
are down for him. You know what I mean? Like the Marlins are
really,
interested.
Mark. Really, we think the Blue Jays are contenders? No, they're not. Like we thought they were going to be.
They,
Everyone thought they were going to be contenders this year. They weren't contenders. Like
no, you're right. You're
they were just they're 2 years in a row choke artists. That's what they are right now. Like I'm sorry.
Dave jumped in on there. He goes, bro, let him go to the Blue Jays. He had a 210 batting average, 150 Ks, 29% strikeout last year. He goes, now thanks. He's Joey Gallo 2.0. And
He's not
you're kind of
wrong.
right about
He's not wrong.
he's right. He's right about that too. But I can see him getting into a different situation. I mean, if he wants to, I mean, Bellinger. The thing with Bellinger is this: he's got a World Series championship. He's
Cool.
got an MVP under his belt.
Nice for
You
him.
know, he's done those things. I think that he can write his ticket to a team that could contend. And we're saying that we're talking about the Blue Jays. They were the number 2 team in the AL East. It wasn't like they were number 3, number 4, and they kind of backed themselves into the playoffs. They got themselves in, but I think that the Blue Jays still have a lot of things going on, and Yankees live in all their heads, especially after a lot of things that were been said. You got Vladdy Jr. turn around and said he'd never signed for the Yankees, and then you got Alec Manoah thinking that Garrett Cole is the biggest cheater in the world. So
I'm gonna stay AL East. Like if a team that I think would probably be okay for him to go to would probably be the Orioles. I could see that actually working out better for something that's up and coming that could possibly a contender in a few years. If he wants to go for a 1 year, that might be the place to go to for a 1 year. See if he likes the atmosphere there. See what's coming up there. Not going over to Toronto because Toronto's not going to be the place because, like you said, we're ghosts in their head. They dream of Yankees. Okay, they go to night, they go to sleep like, oh my gosh, it's the Yankees. But the Orioles, that's a team that's coming up. We all agree that they're coming up in the AL East. So if he
yeah,
wants
but
to
if he
go
wants
somewhere,
if he wants a 1 year deal, he's not going to the Orioles. He's not going to the Red Sox for a 1 year deal.
but he's not going to win in 1 year. I'm sorry, no matter he's not going to win if he goes to Toronto. So if realistically, the 1 year deal should be that he's trying to figure out if he likes the atmosphere, likes the environment. That's what it should be more about for him.
Or he can turn around and say he's going to go 1 year and then rebuild his value to get a multi-year deal the following year.
Yeah. Like like Joey Gallo did. He rebuilt himself really well. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, but Rizzo did. So I mean, you got
But Rizzo's Rizzo. We all knew it. Like I'm sorry. Like even on the Cubs' worst years, you knew their star was Anthony Rizzo. Like no one else was.
Yeah. Well, to get back to what Alec Manoah said and Vladdy, we live so rent free in their heads. Like they're never gonna beat us. I'm fully confident that the Blue Jays are gonna suck and they're gonna choke forever because of what Vladdy's saying, because of what Manoah's saying. That
As
Garrett,
long as they have those certain people that they're going to be continuing. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is going to continuously be like, oh no, it's the Yankees. He's going to do good in one game in the series, and then he's going to turn into the ghost of Christmas past.
Yep. I mean, shoot. Like, I mean, Vladdy always kills us. He always manages ways to kill us. But like, I just feel like we're in their heads so much, and for the players to talk publicly like that, like for Alec Manoah to think about all the cheaters in baseball history, like we could go down a list. Lose Joe Jackson. I mean, Pete Rose betted on baseball. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Mark McGwire. There's a whole bunch of people that cheated baseball, and then for him to say Garrett Cole because he's spider tack, bro. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. Like I like Alec Manoah. I used to before that comment. because I thought he was a competitor. I thought he talks his stuff on the mound, and for the most part, he backs it up. But bro, you're soft. You're soft. You're soft. Like there's no even if, ands, or buts about it. And he's 6'5", 240. Dude is humongous. But beyond all that, inside it's just what's the softest thing you can think about? Baby poop. There we go. Alec Manoah, baby poop, equal in my mind.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
that's how I feel.
You nasty. Bring that
I think we got a new shirt coming out for that one.
up. For real. Ew. You nasty. Bringing out
Dave, you're
poop
listening,
and
man.
everything.
Just think about that right there. Start putting it together for
Merchandise.
for the shoot.
Content.
Merchandising right there.
I'm throwing up just thinking about that one.
Yeah.
All right, before we head on to our next topic, I kind of had this thought here. I want your opinions on this.
You don't want it.
Because well, of course I do. Well, because we keep hearing things that Hal Steinberg is saying that if it's an open competition for shortstop, that he fully expects that Volpe and Praz are going to be in the starting lineup or in the middle infield this year. So, what do you guys think of this? If we can move two of the three guys, Josh Donaldson, Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, what do you guys think of having the middle infield of Peraza at short, Volpe at second, and then signing Correa for third base?
Do it. I'm okay with it. Trade DJ. I don't if get Carrera in third, trade DJ. I don't care. Like I'm sorry. Like, yeah.
Man,
Weighing on Danny. This is weighing on Danny right now.
it is.
It's weighing on Danny because he has to get rid of Gleyber Torres.
No. Like, and it does, I'll say this time and time again. It doesn't make sense to trade a guy with no value. He has value. Time to get rid of him. Anyway, I'll move on from that. Correa, I'm not sure about his back. And that's what scares me most about Carlos Correa. I'm not sure about his ability to stay on the field. Maybe playing third base will give him some, a way to stay on the field a little bit more. But we saw with Rizzo this year. I don't want two dudes in our lineup with back issues, like chronic back issues. So that's my deviation to Correa. But on the plus side, the guys from that Twins clubhouse, they love him. They want him back. So even though it was on a 1-year deal, and the fact that those dudes want him back, it shows that
he made some sort of impact in there.
Exactly. Like he wasn't a complete albatross.
Cheater.
He wasn't nothing.
He wasn't a complete cheater. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He's not the cheater that everyone beforehand thought him to be. It's like he came. He showed it. Like he showed that the numbers were, I believe, a little bit down, but it's not that much down compared to what it was. Is we could also put it down for his back problems and everything like that. So it's not like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it just
but don't forget it. But his best year period was 2017. So
yeah,
Yeah,
we got that. I mean, for him, it won't be a long-term contract. That's for sure.
He's looking for long term. I mean, he's not going to
get it. He's not going to get it.
He's got Scotty Borson. He's 28 years old. He can get a long term deal.
Okay,
I'll tell you what. I prefer to pay him $25 million over Josh Donaldson. He's going to give you just as good defense at third, and he's going to hit 10 more homers, so 25, and he'll hit 260, and I'll be okay with that. And he has a clutch gene. Like, he's a clutch dude. But
I mean, when he was in Houston, he had no problem playing in Yankee Stadium.
No,
he had no problem playing against the Yankees at all. So put him on the other side of the uniform, put a pinstripes on him. I got no problem with it. Josh Donaldson, though, whenever he played against the Yankees, he looked like a bum. Like, no matter what. Like, so.
The only thing I'll give Donaldson is his glove. He was great.
But that's all we're ever going to give him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, that's nice, but we could go to the Marlins to get someone for a glove. What we need are contact/power hitters. That's all we need.
Well, we need better offense, period. and Donaldson hitting 225 with the 97 OPS plus is not going to cut it. It's just not,
That was a lucky 225. It looked more like a 190.
man. Well, the amount of fastballs you took down the middle, forget about it, man. Come on.
Sheesh.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to
I
watch.
mean, if I was Aaron Boone, I would have been just telling him bunt, 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 do something.
Yeah, something.
Sheesh.
Well, they still believe in the bat, which is scary to me. Like
I
from
don't
all the
believe-
comments that we
But that
had,
also,
like,
but that also
oh,
might be them building him back up for trade bait.
For trade bait, yeah.
yeah. I hope that's what it is, because if they really truly believe what they're saying, then I may have to question what they're looking at, like realistically.
They're going across the street of Yankee Stadium to the bar, you know, and not the good bar, the crackhead bar. That's where they're going.
Yeah, no, they're not going to Billy's. They're
Not going to
the-
Billy's. No, they're going to that one that's like down that dark
Yeah.
alley, you know, and then there's like that light bulb that just keeps on
I've
flickering.
I've been there. I've been to that one before. It's good time. It's good times.
They're
We
going
don't need
to
to
the
know
one-
what you used to do in your secret life.
they're going to the bar.
You
one
come,
corner
you
of the
come,
bar.
you come, you Alex. You and I go to a game together, man. I'll take you to places, man. You're like, what the hell's going on here?
Hey man, I'll bring my camera. Okay, hopefully there'll be some nice, good fine art eventually. Put one of my photos over in the Met. Then they'll be like, "Where'd you take it at?" Oh, I took it across the street from Yankee Stadium. I was really pissed drunk.
That's the only way to be, man. So now we're switching gears here for a second.
Mhm.
Let's talk about, we're talking about a couple State of the Unions here. Let's talk about State of the Union of the catching core. Obviously we have a Platinum Gold Glove winner in Jose Trevino. I think that I think this was his first year of majority of catching. So he wore down as the year went on, but I think with a better better off season for him and more lifting or more stretching, that he can kind of build his body up to, at 29 years old, mind you, he can build the body up to be a everyday catcher. So my question comes down to is what do we think the backup catcher is right now? Because I swear to God, I have zero faith in Higgy going forward. I'm not
I didn't
even.
know that, Mark. I thought you loved the guy.
I know it's weird. It's like my Higgy to me is like is Chad Green to you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've seen. It's one of those things, like you see it, the eye test, right? We're talking eye test here. We're not talking analytics. We're talking eye test. For me, it's a wrap, man. I've seen him. Everyone, this past year, everyone turned around during spring training, go, "Oh, Higgy, that's my catcher. That's my catcher. 7 home runs, this, that, and the other." And everyone fails to realize, yo, dude gets hot for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then it falls apart on him like nothing else. He can't jump out of a boat and hit water. That's how bad he gets. So, is this the time that you move on from Higgy? Bring up Ben Rovert. Look at Josh Bro if he doesn't get picked up in the Rule 5 draft. Move Austin Wells up and then start thinking about Austin Wells as your catcher. See what he can provide. Do we move up? Do we start moving up guys like Gomez, Augustin Ramirez, people like that? Anthony Sieglers. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Because I think that they're going forward. They're not going to have it's not going to be the 80% of the time. It's going to be, it's not going to be 80% of Trevino. It's going to be more like it's going to be 60-40. Like Trevino might get 60% of the time, and then someone else gets 40, and then in like a couple of years, it's going to flip where Trevino gets 40% to 20%, and the next guy gets the majority of the share. What do you think about that, Danny?
Well, I think the Yankees still really love Kyle Higashioka. I think he's a he's a most tenured Yankee player. Like he's been around since '08. That's when he was drafted by us. So this guy's been around forever, and he's been in the system forever. He's produced at the big league level at varying degrees. Like you're not expecting him to hit a high average, but You do want the slug to be better. This year wasn't all that. He had 10 homers just like he did the year prior, and that's what you're gonna expect from Kyle Higashioka. Like there's gonna be some pass balls. There's gonna be some guys. He's gonna throw out some runners, but he's a backup catcher. He's not a very good one, but he's good enough to stay in the big leagues. But I think it's time to take a look at Rortvet. We got to see what Josh Bro could do in spring training, and there needs to be some competition for that backup spot. Trevino does need to obviously
Mhm.
is Trevino's the starting catcher for the New York Yankees. Period. Bottom line. Underline it, bold it, whatever it is. That's Jose Trevino's our guy. But with that comes we need better offensive production from Trevi. Like from August on, he was non-existent. Essentially, he was an essential out every time it came up to the plate. So Trevi needs to do a better job offensively. But we're not asking for much from the catcher's position. Give us great defense like you did this year, and do enough with the bat. But unfortunately, he didn't do it towards the end of this year. So, but the backup position, you want to see a Bro, Rortvet, Higashioka going to spring training, duking it out for that backup spot, and see what happens.
No, I totally agree with you on that one, Danny. Like those are very good options, but an option I wouldn't mind even like if we made a deal with Oakland and got Sean Murphy, I wouldn't mind that because the man could hit, the man could do his job, the man knows is very good doing his job. So like him and Trevino working 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, that could work out, and we won't have what we had going on this year. That it's a Higgy day. We know what's going to happen. It's either going to be that one very rare home run that when we don't need it, let's be real, or a strikeout. Like I don't want that where we could go for Sean Murphy that he was last season going 250, 332, and a 426. Like, come on.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I like your idea, but here's the thing with Sean Murphy. He is offensively head and shoulders above Trevino, and he's also a Gold Glove. And Sean Murphy's also a Gold Glover. So I mean, you're not losing anything
You're
defensively,
you're
but you're
looking at
gaining.
semantics. But you're also okay. So it's semantics. So he's not the number one anymore because Trevino. Like I don't care who starts off. Like at the end of the day, even in the playoffs, it's a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. That's what was going on. So it doesn't matter. They're all both going to play. We're going to be perfectly fine. And yeah, we're going to do better on Sean Murphy days than we'll be doing on Trevino days. I agree, but like it's semantics. It's no matter what, we're improving over Higgy. You're muted.
Facts. I do like Sean Murphy a lot too. But this season offensively from the catchers, 20 homers, 70 RBIs. Um, Obviously the Platinum Gold Glove. So I give the tandem an A, just because
Mhm.
of what Trevino did.
Correct.
Um,
100%.
and if it was just Higgy, probably just a C, C
Oh
minus.
my gosh.
And
Closer
is
to
that
a
high?
D.
You give him a D. I know Mark gives him an F. I know you don't gotta ask Mark. So,
I'm close to a
but
D.
I probably rate him a
I'm way
little bit
closer to a
higher.
D on that one. Yeah, it's like maybe a D plus.
Ooh,
Just to be just to give him happiness. Like, but
barely passing.
Trevino was like legitimately holding it down that spot for being in the catcher spot. Like I was less concerned on a Trevino day than I was on a Higgy day.
Yeah, yeah. Pitching wise too, like
Mhm.
Hickey made a lot of
Everything,
questionable
everything.
calls. Like I still remember the 3-2 changeup that Albert Abreu threw to, I forgot who it was. It was in Seattle. Oh, Carlos Santana. The dude was behind on fastballs all day. They want to throw a 3-2 changeup. Like, what are you doing here, bro? And he left it up. That was just a terrible piece of
And
luck.
listen, and the defensive side of it all. I mean, he was giving up a lot of catcher's interference, a lot of pass
Hmm.
balls. Like he was not. His head wasn't. The minute he lost the proverbial starting job, his head was. He was a lost player this year.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
But I want to take a side note. I mean, we were talking about catchers. I mean, it just seems like everyone's talking about kind of. I think we can all agree that Higgy needs to be kicked to the curb and at least let some of the other guys come up. Ben Rovit, um, Bro. Later on the year, maybe let Austin Wells get a cup of coffee. But
Heck,
Anthony Manzano asked a question before,
okay.
which is he's a Yankees and Marlins fan. And he goes, Who would you guys give up for Pablo Lopez?" And I responded back to him. I said, "I'd give up Glaber and Devi Garcia for Pablo Lopez." So he said that's a little too deep for a top of rotation pitcher. And my response to him is also Lopez fell apart during the second half of the season. He can't be top of the rotation type of guy, especially on the Marlins. Your top of the rotation guys are obviously Sandy Alcantara and I forget the guy. Now I forget the guy's name because I was
Trevor
thinking about
Rogers.
no, not Trevor Rogers. The Cabrera, Cabrera.
Oh, yes. And Sixto Sanchez when he comes back.
Sixto's kind of like the Devi for us. I mean, he's injured and he's
Yeah.
kind of a enigma right now.
Yeah. But he's got great stuff, that guy.
Oh,
Great
without
stuff.
doubt. Oh, you Marlins could turn around if they put a top four together of Sandy, Sixto, Cabrera, and then you put Yuri Perez up there.
Ooh.
Yo, talk
Very
about
good.
lights out. Yo,
Yeah.
that's lights out right there.
Very good.
I'm 100% lights out.
Very good.
But Anthony, seriously, I know you guys want Glaber. Glaber's been kind of big talks for the Marlins. They want a lot. The Marlins, I've heard they want Glaber plus one of the top 3 Yankee prospects and for
No.
Pablo Lopez, and that's just not going to happen. Pablo Lopez hasn't proven himself to be that guy to deserve it. So,
As Danny says, kick rocks.
Yep. Brandon Woodruff, though, yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Not even, well, maybe not top prospect, top 5 or 10, but Brandon Woodruff in this rotation with the information that we have, yes, 100%. He's a stud. He's got great stuff.
Hey guys, going back to the catcher thing, here's a name. How about if the Yankees even try to pursue for Tyler Stevenson over from the Reds?
He got hurt last year.
But as the number 2 for Higgy, I mean not for Higgy, for Trevino.
Trevi.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Cincinnati would even try to give him up just because
Why not?
he's
They
a
have
young
nothing.
catcher.
They got nothing.
They'll look for stuff. That's why they'll look for a Wells. They'll look for a Sweeney. They'll look for a Spencer Jones. They're not going to go giving him up for nothing. And
for nothing. Yeah.
you know, and
I'm not saying they're going to give him up for nothing, but like, especially mid-season where we're at trade deadline and their fan base and everybody knows in the world that they're not in anything. Like, if they're selling everything away, like they did this year in a way, they sold to Philly.
I think Cincinnati's probably the NL Central is a winnable division every year, right? Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
It's not Milwaukee or St. Louis will likely win, right? But if Cincinnati has a really good first half, like shoot, they may go for it. If Pittsburgh thinks they're going to be winning soon, that's why they don't want to get rid of Brian Reynolds. So I'm pretty sure that Cincinnati is in the same thought process where it's like, why give away a controllable asset that's going to help us win not only this year, but for the next 3 to 4 years?
I don't know.
You're going to have to pay.
Can we swing back to the Brian Reynolds for a second? Because I've heard the rumor that Pittsburgh really, really likes Cabrera. So think of Cabrera plus somebody for a Brian Reynolds. What do you think of that?
To put him in left
field.
With Bader. I think Brian Reynolds will do better in left than he did in center in Pittsburgh. Because, well, it's probably going to be the same. Because center field in Pittsburgh is huge, and he kind of graded out a little bit below average analytically, defensively, in center field for Pittsburgh. So I think he'd probably be about average at left field for the Yankees. Cabrera's a hefty price. Cabrera's a big leaguer now, though. So
he is, but he's utility. But he's a utility guy. He's not an everyday guy.
I know. That's a tough one for me. I have to think about it.
I don't think I'm okay on that one right now because I want to see what happens with Cabrera. I mean, the guy is young. I want to see at least 1 year, one full year under his belt to see what happens before I could even decide anything about giving away that poker chip.
Well,
And we still have
Davis turned around and
6 more
said
years.
Dave doesn't like that idea. By the way,
Oh well, good job, Dave. We're all in agreement.
And plus, we got 6 years of control of Cabrera. If we trade him from Brian Reynolds, it'll only be for 2.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
nope.
I don't like that.
Like I
I
said,
want to
like,
see.
let's keep that poker
Yeah.
piece for a while, and like maybe in the 3-4 year mark, if we're seeing that the Cabrera experiment is not going the way it's supposed to go, then you know what? Then we could go into that we could go into the area like, well, he still has value. We could trade him away then and see what we get back then. But
But
at this point in this stage, I cannot even imagine that.
to play devil's advocate, though, we said the same thing about Miguel Andujar and Clint Frazier, and we just essentially gave Pittsburgh Miggy for free. We gave the Cubs Jackson Frazier, now is his name, for
But
free. So
the team
maybe
is
capitalizing
you
on
got
what he
rid-
did now to get us a star would help potentially to play devil's advocate here.
I see your devil's advocate, but you also got to see the organization is doing a lot better than they were doing with that mistake. That they're trying to alleviate floodgates. They're trying to alleviate blockages and make sure that way they can have a more fluid team up there in the top right now. So it's like I see that the top brass is doing a change a little bit. So like I can't say yes or no right now. I don't like being devil's advocate. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's a tough one. I don't think I will pull it, but Brian Reynolds batting lead off, playing left field.
I mean, you're over here saying that he's
sounds-
going to
it
play
sounds
lead
good.
off, but you know what? Like, let's be real. We were saying about everybody else in the world that we thought we were going to play lead off this past season. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
We don't know who they're going to put. We don't know nothing.
as
We
long
don't
as
have
long,
anybody.
as long as they don't
Yeah.
put Judge back in the leadoff spot, I'm happy.
Oh, my gosh,
Harrison
that's
Bader's our leadoff hitter right now. I love Harrison, but he's not a leadoff hitter.
horrible. No. We've all been saying that we want a Benintendi up there. They didn't want to put Benintendi up there. Let's be real.
Anthony, favorite type of pie for Thanksgiving? Alex, go.
Thanksgiving. All right. I will say Dutch apple pie.
Danny.
Ooh, pumpkin pie.
That's right.
Pecan varies close to.
good, but it's
No, pecan is disgusting. Pumpkin pie wins out
I
all.
love pecan. I love pecan.
No, my wife is
I'm a
making
pecan nut.
my wife is making pecan bars right now for
Sounds
tomorrow.
great.
Dave is
Send
down
them-
with pumpkin.
send them to Virginia.
All right, I'll let you know. Yo,
I'd rather
Dave is
have
down
a
for
pe-
pumpkin
I'd rather
pie
have
as
a
well.
peach cobbler than a pecan pie. Ugh.
No, peach cobbler sounds disgusting.
Oh, peach
No,
cobbers
thanks.
are awesome.
They are delicious. I had
Apple.
one in Georgia. Oh my gosh, so good.
I'm not a peach guy. Apple though, I'll do that.
Apple pie is always good. Anthony, who asked the question, he turns around and goes, banana cream pie for him. And
Okay,
Dave says his uncle makes a slamming Oreo cheesecake.
that sounds great too. Yo, yeah, let's get that down here too, Dave. Come on, man. Well, up here rather.
Well, when you move back down to Florida, Danny, you can turn around, you can get yourself your Oreo
Exactly.
cheesecake.
Or you could
Dude,
just
I
Yeah,
love
I'm
the
gonna have
cheesecakes.
to-
I miss New York for the cheesecakes. I used to get a white fudge raspberry cheesecake at it was one of the
God.
Italian joints that was down in Little Italy. I used to get it all the time. It was the best thing I've ever had.
just
Yo.
order from Juniors.
No, it wasn't Junior.
Venero's
Juniors have
cheesecake.
which one?
On the Lower East Side? Woo!
Uh-huh.
Sweet Jesus. Venero's on the Lower
Okay.
East Side? Very good.
Now we're just
I'm gaining weight just talking about food. All right.
Danny, now we're just going down memory lane. We
Here
can't
we
go down
go.
memory lane. Now we're gonna have to end the show now. 'Cause
Now we're talking about food though. For a minute, though. Let's see. For
Now
now.
we're going
What's
to
the
end
one?
hungry.
I'm gonna give you all four foods. for Thanksgiving? Which one's the one that has to go? You got stuffing, you got turkey, you got mac and cheese, and then you got mashed potatoes. Which is going?
Mashed potatoes, but depends. Is the mac and cheese homemade?
Yes.
Well, mashed
Everything
potatoes.
everything's homemade.
Mashed potatoes out the door.
Yeah, mashed potatoes. It's kind of like F Mary Kill.
No.
We're killing the
Stuffing.
mashed potatoes.
I'm sorry. I'll take it mashed
I'm
potatoes.
marrying that
I'll
turkey.
I'm sorry. I'm taking that mashed potatoes. I'm taking that mac and cheese, and I'm taking that turkey. That stuffing could go stuff some bricks.
Okay, here's the question. This is the most important part of that. Is it stuffing? Is it the stuffing inside the turkey, the wet stuffing, or the dry stuffing?
Dry stuffing.
Oh,
Okay, that's a different ballgame.
then-
Because my thing is, I was thinking the wet stuffing. The wet stuffing.
I'm sorry. I've never had wet stuff. It's always been dry stuffing. That's the most disgusting thing out there.
okay.
You got to get wet stuff.
Yeah, no, you have to stuff the turkey.
Yeah, you got to stuff. Take the stuff and stuff that turkey, man. It's the best thing in the world.
It really is. No, Alex, it'll change your life. It'll change your whole opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's stuffing. I'm that.
No, trust me.
Disgusting. Nope.
No, bro. Get some apples, some celery. Yo, bro, you could.
Yo, my wife puts.
Why are you putting?
Sausage in it.
Why are you making this healthy? It's supposed to be this.
Yo, Dave is over there going stovetop stuffing is what's up.
No, no. Oh man, you gotta.
Sorry,
make
I
that
was
from
frozen there
scratch,
for a minute.
man.
I need a reboot after hearing that one. Like, bro, you crazy, Dave? Like, what are you going over there? You're going like to your local grocery store, but like, I'm gonna order my meal from here. I'll be here the next day, pick it up. You know what you doing? You're going to Boston Market. He's going to Boston Market and go get his whole meal. He's in the line of Boston Market the day of Thanksgiving, 6 o'clock in the morning. My turkey's in there. Get out of here.
Boston Market, he says.
Like, ill.
Boston
Nasty.
Market.
Boston Market is like the Boston
I
Red
love
Sox. They
Thanksgiving.
both suck.
Can't wait to eat, man. Now I'm legit hungry. I wasn't hungry before. Now we got us going.
Dave's gonna have a midnight snack right now. He's gonna have a feast.
Midnight snack. I'm waiting for us to get off so that way I keep my dinner. I got home right before the show started. I'm ready to eat some dinner right now. Next week, Dave will be defending his position on this. Next week, no one's going to care about it. They're going to be fat and 10 pounds fatter. Get out of here with that junk.
No, everyone's going to have the itis at that point.
For real.
Exactly.
It's like, talk about your Christmas lights, Dave. That's what you got to talk about next week.
Yeah, Christmas.
No, everyone's got. My neighborhood, everyone's got Christmas lights up right now.
It's too early.
No,
You gotta wait at least until December 1.
You wait.
No,
after
it should be. Yes, that's what I say. People were putting them up the day after Halloween. That's how crazy it was getting.
See, now I would do it the day after Halloween if I lived in the north because I know the closer we're getting to December, the colder it's gonna be. I'll be honest. But I'm in Florida. It's not hot enough. It's never gonna be cold enough for it to be down here to be doing that. No.
You got a point.
I was in New York, like let's say I was in like Buffalo, New York, where they just had a blizzard. Yeah, I would have definitely had my Christmas lights up and maybe by my birthday in August.
10,000 feet of snow in Buffalo. Like it seemed like.
And that's why Buffalo is the way it is.
Yeah. No thanks.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right, I think that does it.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think.
All right, boys. So,
tonight.
yeah, that does it. That does it for tonight. So, on behalf of everybody, we want to say thank you again for the 1-year anniversary podcast here. We want to thank everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The day one, our day ones for being with us.
I think we forgot one person. I think we forgot Mama Dave.
Yep, Mama G.
Oh, Mama Guilfoyle.
Mama Dave, thank you. Also, I know we know you're listening to us right now, so thank you.
Yes. Thanks,
yes, Mama Guilfoyle. You always give little Davey hugs and kisses for every one of us.
Don't forget to pinch his cheeks nice and hard for us and give him a hug.
But on the real, man, thank you everybody for listening to us once again. Thank you for being with us the past year. For Dave, who's not here, for producer Manny, for Alex, for Danny, this is Mark signing off. Bronx Muchachos. See you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy